us for our November edition of the ExtraHop TL, which stands for Turkey Lovers Delightedly Rejoice. Here's a quick refresh of what you may have missed in cybersecurity. I'm Kelsey Milligan.
Gobble, gobble, everyone. I'm Paul Diddy.
And a happy holiday season to all. I'm Justin Carter, and we're here to recap interesting stories from cybersecurity industry leaders so that you don't have to. Everything we talk about today will be available on our blog, and we'll include a link at the end of the broadcast.
As the year winds down, there's one more big event coming up, and we hope you'll join us there. Next week, ExtraHop and many other industry leaders will be heading to Las Vegas for AWS reInvent.
That's right. If you plan on attending, make sure to stop by booth 112 to meet our team, view a live demo, and learn more about the other cool stuff we can do. You can also get hands-on experience with REvil X360 for AWS security use cases at the AWS Jam Lounge at booth 412. That's Monday, 4 to 7 p.m., all day Tuesday and Wednesday, and from 10 to 4 p.m. on Thursday. So stop by and experience the full power of REvil X360 for yourself.
ExtraHop also has a special presentation called Stop Advanced Threats in the Cloud with ExtraHop and CrowdStrike, and that is located, yes, you guessed it, at the CrowdStrike booth, number 109, and that's going to happen on Tuesday at 3:45 and Wednesday at 1:45 p.m. So once you wrap up one of those presentations, you can take a very short walk over to the ExtraHop booth where you can enter to win a pair of Beats Studio 3 noise-canceling headphones. Just make sure to scan your badge. And if that's not the perfect reason to make that short walk over there to 112, I don't know what is.
Exactly. The event runs from November 28th to December 2nd. Check us out if you're attending.
Now let's move on to a top story. Two vulnerabilities. The first one, CVE-2022-3786 and CVE-2022-3602 were disclosed on Tuesday, November 1st for the open source software library OpenSSL, which could allow for remote code execution attacks.
These vulnerabilities affect versions 3.0 through 3.0.6. The newest OpenSSL version 3.0.7 has been released as a security patch, and immediate updates are recommended to mitigate risk.
Both of these vulnerabilities, one of which was initially deemed critical by OpenSSL and later downgraded to high, would allow for a stack buffer overflow attack, which is used to execute a remote code execution attack.
So far, there have been no known instances of exploitation in the wild. However, the widespread use of OpenSSL, combined with the severity of remote code execution attacks, warranted a quick response by our network and security teams.
Patching your software is strongly advised, and even after those patches are applied, make sure to monitor network data for post-compromise activity associated with remote code execution attacks, such as command and control beaconing, data staging, and exfiltration.
We also publicize a blog with more details, so you can head over to the website and learn how to keep your organization safe.
Speaking of monitoring unusual activity, did you know that security operations centers and security orchestration, automation, and response, or SOAR platforms, work better when they're integrated with network intelligence? Well, our friends at IDC recently published a technology assessment guide that explains how the network can extract value from SOAR faster.
That's right. SOAR platforms are designed to help security teams with their many manual and repetitive tasks. And while SOAR pulls data from many sources, the addition of network data can improve security confidence when looking to automate tasks.
SOAR has the potential to accelerate security operations, and the inclusion of network data exponentially increases that potential. So head on over to our resources page to download that IDC report for yourself. And now it's time for Threat of the Month. And this time we'll be taking a closer look at REvil, one of the more nefarious ransomware groups out there.
That's right. REvil, which stands for the not-so-clever ransomware evil, is a Russian-based or Russian-speaking ransomware as a service, or RAS, operation formed in 2019.
Yeah, well, their exact location is tricky to pinpoint. They've been thought to be in Russia due to the fact that they have, interestingly, never targeted any Russian organizations.
Now, while they have claimed some attacks in 2020, their first big hit occurred in March of 2021 when they claimed to have stolen data from electronics giant Acer and demanded a $50 million ransom.
This attack was also one of the first instances of a ransomware gang utilizing encryption and exfiltration tactics to gain even more leverage over their victims.
Just a few months later, REvil did the same thing to IT software provider Kaseya. This time, they demanded a whopping $70 million in cryptocurrency in exchange for the decryption keys.
Now, Kaseya opted not to pay and instead cooperated with the US government to investigate the attack, which ultimately led to their takedown last October. And in this last January, it was reported that REvil had been disbanded. And that's the end of the story.
Or is it? While the people may have disbanded, the REvil RAS continues to be prevalent across the world, which could be a sign that the threat actors disband and then simply regroup under a different name, picking up right where they left off.
I know Halloween is over, but this reality is truly frightening. If you want to take a deeper dive into the damage REvil has done, check out our blog and our 2021 ransomware retrospective page, which includes all the heavy hitters that dominated the news.
Now it's time to take a look at some cyber news around the internet. First up, a cybersecurity CEO explains why you don't pay the ransom on The Verge's Decoder podcast.
That's right. Steve Cagle is the CEO of Clearwater Compliance, which is a cybersecurity firm focused on the healthcare industry. In his conversation with Verge co-founder Nilay Patel, Steve explains how his company works to protect this vulnerable industry. You can listen to the podcast or read the transcripts on their website.
And finally, the White House is continuing its efforts to strengthen cybersecurity across U.S. critical infrastructure, this time targeting the chemical sector.
That's right. This includes a CISA-led 100-day sprint aimed at strengthening threat intelligence sharing between the chemical sector and the federal government. You can read the full story on SC Media's website.
And that's going to do it for this month's TLDR. I'm Paul Diddy.
I'm Justin Carter.
And I'm Kelsey Milligan. And you can find all the stories we've discussed today on our blog by heading to the link below.
We'll be back next month for more stories and all things cybersecurity.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you have a safe and fun holiday weekend.
Rock,